people with high incomes are living paycheck to paycheck because they're not checking their habits and their mindset.
Just because you have some debt doesn't mean that that's the thing you should be attacking. Maybe you should be attacking your cash flow.
Generational wealth is about like the mindset that gets changed in each generation.
We need to go back to the drawing board to teach people how to earn money.
No matter how much money you're earning, it's all gonna fly down the drain because you've really never mastered how to create habits.
If you don't have new conversations, you'll never open up doors to opportunities that are out there for you to make new money. All right, y'all. What's up?
What's up? To see my normal face now. Watching that, I didn't catch that. I was like, watching.
Like, happy.
Money.
Happy.
Money.
Mondays
with the Mouzons. What's up, y'all? We're back for another
right in time.
Money Mondays with the Mouzons.
Hey, y'all, what's up? And then I was like,
Yeah, anyways. So we're back. Hey, hopefully.
Yeah, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to make them look real okay.
Yep.
Just going to find
Go back to school stuff, though?
Yeah. And if you had a question on something, don't let it stop you. Move to the next thing.
Back to school stuff.
Once we're done, you can ask me that. Hope you can go back to that question.
Anyways, hope everybody had a great weekend. It's December the 15th. We're wrapping up 2025. Hopefully everybody's having a good end of the year, all that good stuff. As always, right? Reason why we do this, so you can have a financial resource. You have financial conversations with people. You probably just aren't having them with us or other financial professionals.
Right.
Probably having them with friends and family.
Right. If that. Because remember last time we were just saying we should have more of these financial conversations over holiday meals and things like that. But
yep.
Some people are not even having the conversations with family or friends. They're really just not having them with anybody.
Yep. Not having them at all. So we want to encourage that you have these financial conversations a little bit more, specifically more with financial professionals. So that's why we jump on every single Monday, just to talk about and open up this forum if you got some financial questions. Again, you guys know our thesis, right? We talk about the foundation. We aren't necessarily going to talk to you about like what to do with your $2,000 investment or what to do with your $10,000. I mean, we can guide you down some of those things, but we're really going to make sure that you have a foundation in place.
Right.
Cash flow is good, right? That every single, you know where every single dime is going for yourself, out of all the bank accounts, out of all the savings accounts, out of all the checking accounts, Chime, all the stuff. We make sure that you know where that stuff's going. But then we're also making sure that you know how to make more money, how to bring in more income. That's some of the stuff we're going to talk about a little bit today, right? These numbers of what it takes to actually live well in society right now. So your ability to go earn more money, your ability to save, make sure you have adequate savings, stay out of consumer debt, which more of you are getting into for the holiday season, right? Your Afterpay and Klarna and Affirm and all the buy now, pay later strategies and all the credit card debt that's getting run up for, holidays. Again, we talk about it. We make sure you have a strategy of how to get out. Insurance protection. Again, we see this as a major whole life disability, long-term care. What happens if you get sick? What happens if someone in your life gets sick? All that money starts flying out and goes to healthcare costs, all because you didn't have some protection in place. Not to mention life insurance. Again, God forbid you passed away. Do you have adequate amounts of insurance? Not just enough to bury you, but enough to make sure your family is okay, that your spouse doesn't have to go back to work when their Social Security gets cut off and yada, yada, and all the things, right? Pay attention to that. We talk about the retirement side. Where are you putting your money? Is it best to be tax deferred? Is it best to be tax advantaged? What is the benefit for you in your situation? What are the right vehicles? Are you sure you're doing the right thing? Are you in the distribution phase or are you in the accumulation phase? There's so many questions. Again, if we're not sitting down with financial professionals, we don't know.
Right.
And then lastly, the estate planning side. Do you have a will? Do you have a trust? Do you have all that stuff set up? So that's the stuff we talk about. We talk about the foundational parts of your financial life and how to get them in order. And so that's why we want to continue to have this forum for you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Saw an
What are you
article.
talking about today?
Saw an article that had popped up. Saw an article that had popped up on USA Today that says 140,000 for a family of four. $140,000 is the new poverty line.
Mm.
So husband and wife, 2 kids, right? Spouse, 2 kids, family of 4. The new poverty line is 140,000. Well, what was the old poverty line? The federal poverty line, poverty level is for a family of 4 set at $32,150. $32,150. That is extremely low for our society right now. Right, it's extremely low. So the median household income this year is 83,000. That means half of the people make more, half of the people make less. So 50% of households make less than $83,000 a year. Half of them make more, but they broke it down to basically saying like 32,000 is not livable at all, like as a poverty line. And really what a poverty line looks like is more like 140,000. They broke it down into a couple things, right? Childcare being like $30-something thousand a year if you have 2 children, if you work, if you need daycares or school or babysitters or whatever the case is, right? Like it comes out to about 32,000 a year. Housing.
That's half somebody's average income.
It's more than their housing costs.
Wow. Yeah. Usually it is. Yeah.
Right. It's more than your housing costs. That they estimate around 23,000. They estimate around 14,000 a year for food. That's like $1,000 a month.
Like people should be jumping into the daycare business.
Well, yeah, it's just a lot of regulations, and not many
creating
people want to.
daycares.
And not
I know.
many people want to like
deal with that liability.
service that, right? Like,
But
it's kind of teachers, right? Teachers are like, we're not
business.
teachers are like, we're not your daycare anymore.
What would be
right?
good is for already established businesses to branch and create daycares on campus or on property, like Penn, University of Penn does that for their staff. They have a daycare for staff who want to utilize the daycare. The gym does that, but it does it for the customers. Some gyms do that, but like, already established businesses should, put more of that in practice, and they both can benefit. Wonder if that could be a tax write-off somehow.
For a business? Probably like a different service. They're probably making revenue off of it. It's not like right? I mean, you just want it to be free for everybody? Is that how you think about it?
No. I'm actually thinking about like how people can benefit, and it could become more monetary. Like obviously, it's a necessity. Businesses do well when they can fulfill a necessity. So, yeah, if that's a big necessity, and that's where a lot of people's money goes. Childcare.
Yeah, it's an expense.
Businesses can take advantage of that.
Offset it, you mean? Because again, what keeps happening?
They can take advantage of that market.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that market is already there. It's just, right? Have you ever we've never taken our child to a daycare center. Right. So you don't really know how the business works.
Yeah.
Right. But it would work like a school. Like eventually there's too many kids into the thing. And it, right.
But so like, in elder care, how private companies who create like elderly homes
it's
can
always
make
about
good
money. It's always about money.
Yes.
Right. But
that's what I'm saying. If this is a thriving business and this is what a lot of people need, I'm sure there's a big market for more daycares.
No.
Private daycares.
I'm agreeing that you're right. And the issue is people don't have money to pay for this. This is the point.
Right, but we're probably not like, that's not our audience. If you were to make this a business and thriving business, that the average wouldn't be our audience. It would be
that's why I don't think it's a
business
thriving
people.
That's why I don't think it's a thriving business because the majority of people that have children, they don't have the money to pay. They would pay for it. Like that would be the thing. They would willingly pay. But like that's
why they would be willing.
But that's why it's already
pay private daycares.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's already done though, right? Like that part, to do it for the masses when they don't have money to do it. You have to now discount it.
Right, of course.
Right?
Yeah. If you were doing it for the masses.
But that's how you think about it. Because small private daycares of like the
But that's what I mean.
Hasidic Jew
It
community.
could be beneficial for businesses to do that because then you would have less call-offs. You would have less,
Yeah, they
like,
just got to
you
fund
would
it.
have more productivity because parents are happy that their kids are nearby and they're happy to go to work. Like
You
would,
just got to offset it.
it would offset
You
the
just have
cost
to.
of the business.
You just have to offset it.
Yeah.
You would have to pay the
Yes,
parents
you would
less.
offset it, but
You'd have-
then it would make up for you offsetting it by better productivity, happier employees, people who don't call in and out because their kids are sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, the money comes from somewhere. You got to pay them less. You got to make less profit.
Right.
Right. That's a
It could be
whole
like a
other
package.
entity. Right. Like it's a whole different entity. You got to hire people. You got to get money. Right. Like
Yeah, of
the whole
course.
nine. Anyways, but like child care is a huge line in this poverty breakdown. Food 14,000, housing 23,000, transportation 14,000.
See, and what
Healthcare
also ends
costs.
up happening with the childcare situation is people then are like, well, does it make sense for both of us to work then? If all of our money is going to go to childcare anyway, why doesn't one of us just not work? And then they end up living off one income, so they cannot pay into childcare because what's the point? Especially if it's going to all go to childcare. So that becomes the decision a lot of families make, and then they go under that poverty line because then that one income is not 140,000,
Sure.
but it's above the 30 something thousand.
Yeah. So again,
It's probably a big conversation.
What do you mean?
Now, like choosing, should we work, should we not work, should we,
Yeah.
sure, that's a huge
It all
conversation
comes
for a lot of people.
It all comes down to the cost,
But
right?
then that's why, if you are going to do that, and really that's what we did, but we were already entrepreneurs by then, but that would have been our decision was then if you want to go work and then I'll stay home, we can create a business while we stay home and work from home kind of thing. But like, again, owning the income, if you're going to make that decision, create your own income if you're going to be home.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly. No, for sure. It's just, yeah. I mean, that is a big conversation. The question,
what we talk about.
The question becomes, right, like kind of, where do you want to allocate the dollars? Is it better to allocate them to childcare somewhere outside? Is it better to allocate them inside, internal, right? Anyway, conversation. Hey, thanks for showing some love, Chris. We appreciate it. For everybody that's joining, that's kind of locked
Chris
in.
Jones.
Again,
Shout out MHS.
Yeah, again, we do this so we have a place to talk about money. We do this so we have a place to have some conversations around some of the financial topics you're already thinking about.
And you're probably, again, like we said earlier, not talking to a professional about, like, these are serious, big conversations. Should we both get a job and pay for childcare? Should one of us have a job and not pay for childcare and be at home with the kids? Like, that's a huge conversation. It's a lifestyle conversation. It's a financial conversation. It's a legacy conversation. Should we have now a business that we start thinking about? If we're going to stay home. Should we both not have a job and create a business? Like, and it would make sense to have those conversations with professionals and not just with each other and both people not being professionals in certain areas. It's like having a blind spot. So that's why we say it is so important to just have a professional in your life that you can, bounce these questions and thoughts and, big decisions off of.
That's right. We need people to talk to about this stuff. So when it comes to money, we're here to have the conversation. We were talking about this article that said that $140,000 is the new poverty line. So again, if for a family of four, if you're making less than $140,000, they believe that now that could be your basic needs are not being met. And they're basically breaking it down between childcare and housing and food, transportation, healthcare, and like other basic essentials. So like the federal poverty line before was like 32,000, but that might not get you anything these days, right? Like none of your needs, necessarily basic needs, would be met off of that. And so just having these outlines, like, man, we need way more. That's really the conversation here. There's only so much you can budget, right? Kind of get to the lowest kind of amount of
Bare
spending,
minimum
bare
lifestyle.
minimum, right? Like there's only so much you can do there. The other side is learning how to bring in more money. Right? We kind of land on this place a lot because I don't think enough people talk about it. I don't think enough people have a game plan around it. But like, you got to figure out how to make some more money, right? Like you got to figure out this game of, businesses or right. And I talk about this on Biz Buzz when I do the Biz Buzz on Fridays. I talk about the fact that people don't even necessarily know how to play the corporate game anymore, right? Like that's a game too. Like we might not want to play that game. That might not be the game for us. But if you are trying to play the corporate America game, like understanding how to bounce jobs, how to go from one corporation to another using your skill set, leveraging your relationships with different companies, right? So you're, a VP over here and then they move you over to be a VP over here, but it gives you a little bit of better quality of life and a little bit of pay raise. Then you jump over here to this company and make you a president somewhere, right? It's just even learning how to play that game to learn how to earn money is important. Is important because having 140,000 being the new poverty line, if you don't make that, well then what do you do to make it? Right? What ideas do you have to make it?
Which goes back to like our what we talked about a couple of weeks ago, is having that like fixed mindset, like, oh, I'm not good at sales, or oh no, I'm not good at people, or I'm not good with people. Like having that fixed mindset is going to keep you where you are, obviously, but and then new money isn't just going to naturally come by you doing the same old stuff. You know what I mean? No job is going to keep hiring the same person. Every job is going to keep wanting a more evolved, person to play the more evolved role. So you have to actually be open to learning new skills and adapting to new skills so that you can be more competitive in the arena of making money, whether it's going to be for corporate America or for yourself. So really staying away from the fixed mindset of I'm not really good at this. Go get good. Like nobody says you can't go learn how to ride a new bike or a new motorcycle or a new thing or a new sport. You can learn a new skill.
That's right.
That makes you more income.
That's right. There's like a bunch happening in the career fields where people are, especially like millennials, are like starting to get to this place where they're changing their careers completely. They're like, hey, the way we were doing this dream we were sold doesn't really work. We're burnt out. So now they're like completely switching careers, like completely finding something brand new to go about it. I was just talking about it on BizBuzz also, this thing called career minimalism, which is basically people now no longer, and they said this about women too, they said women are in like the majority, over 50% I think, are no longer wanting to climb the corporate ladder. They rather just have a job that gives them quality of life, that pays for their bills, that they can put their energy outside of their job.
Right. And I think a lot of that is what we talked about earlier, is like being away from the family, the more you climb up the corporate ladder, the more they ask of you.
Right.
And like want to keep you away from all the other things that take your energy and time. So women more naturally probably are like, no, I need my time with family or whatever. Yeah, I can totally see the statistics being more on the women's side of that.
Yeah, and so people are just figuring out.
But then imagine if that company offered her childcare and like really help in that area, that would make her stick with them.
Childcare might
longer.
Be one thing, but again, just know from a business perspective, right? They're gonna have to absorb that cost, right? Now the cost might not be as much as people, but like that could easily be another 50, 100, that plus the liability behind it. Like if you think big companies, the liability behind taking care of one's child on premise.
I mean, University of Penn is doing it. They're a huge company. And a school on top of that. So, I mean, if it's already been done, and I think it's.
I just don't know that that's a. I mean, again, that could be one of the reasons why.
Good to kind of get more like feedback, I would think, like from the people or them who actually do it, or the people who actually use it, both sides, to see, how beneficial it really is.
Yeah.
I could see all the liability and all that stuff too.
Could be. could be something. But either way, at the end of the day, we want to make sure you guys understand you're going to need more money, right?
Yeah.
As you grow, as 2026 rolls on, right? You're going to need more and more money down the line. So, uh, Jim has a question. What's up, Jim? I'll drop your question up here. He said, off topic. I'm going to start receiving Social Security benefit withdrawals next month. Still working. Nice job. Heard whatever I receive monthly, my wife will also receive half that amount, combined benefits. Good question. So every state's a little bit different. Pennsylvania, that may be true. I'm not sure. I'll get you that answer though, because it's Googleable. It's Chat GPTable. So he just wants to know that whatever he receives, his wife will receive. Right, then will receive half of that amount. That could be upon passing away, or like at the time while you're living. Every state's a little bit different. I'll get you an exact answer and find out, Jim. But these are the types of questions. These are the things people are
And
thinking
not
about.
just every state, but like every situation is different. I think
That's true.
Like how long they've been married, or like
Well, the state sets those.
how much you put into it. Yeah.
But yeah, again, these are the questions. That's a really solid question, Jim.
Mhm.
Like I said, I'll get you the answer
Mhm.
to find out. But yeah, who do we talk to about this type of stuff, right?
Mhm.
Like when it comes down to getting our Social Security benefits handled, and like our Medicare, Medicaid Part A, B, all the stuff, right? Like those types of things as we head into retirement, as we head into those stages. What about the earlier stages? Like I was just having this conversation with a lady in her late 60s, maybe early 70s, and we're talking about life insurance. And she's like, yeah, but the older you get, and right now you can't get anything for it. I'm like, exactly. That's why we talk to the younger generations about it, so that it doesn't just keep repeating, so they don't get too old, and eventually we can stop the cycle. So one generation has adequate amounts of protection for themselves to pass down. So
Right.
lots of questions, lots of mindsets, lots of things we got to think through when it comes to the money stuff.
And that's why it's important to have like a person who has a team, and that team becomes your team. Like in this situation, we don't really cover the Social Security part and Medicare part and that part, but guess what? We know people who do, and we're going to go ask them that question, and we're going to go figure that out on Jim's behalf. And then, people have a more detailed tax question. Guess what? We don't do taxes, but we have a team that does. And it's so like when we need stuff, when we're doing our own thing, we don't do trusts ourselves. We're not the lawyers, but guess what? We have a team of lawyers who could do our trust and stuff like that for us. So it's so important to have a team. And like what we were saying earlier too about, when you have these big questions in life, should we go get a job? Should we stay at home with the kids? Should we pay childcare? What's the best decision? To have a professional to go ask these things to and brainstorm and like really figure things out as a team, because they have all your blind spots covered, is so crucial.
And again,
it's
just
so important.
It's true. And just understanding like where we fall again in this financial spectrum. We're not your advisor. Your advisor is really dealing with your portfolio, assets under management, your investments, those things. Sure, they might give you a little bit of this type of stuff, but they might not get into the trenches with you to figure out your strategies. They're really looking at your money.
Right.
That's what they're there for. They're looking at your money. What we do on this side as financial strategists, financial coaches, right? So we'll answer these questions for you. We'll start strategizing with you. We might not be the expert in what stock to pick, but we have the resources around of the people that are experts in that area. And more importantly, we know that your financial life is abundant. Like there's lots of different aspects. You might be thinking about how to go purchase a car, right? You might be thinking about how to get your kids to college. You might be thinking about setting up a trust to pass down certain things. You might just really be thinking about how do you bring in an extra $500 a month because your month-to-month cash flow is tight. There's so many different areas. Wondering how much, how to save, understanding that you don't have a shopping problem, or right, why all your money keeps going to other things. These become the conversations. You just need to talk them out Your advisor might not talk these things out with you, or you might have to pay them to talk it out with you. Typically, your advisor is not educating you on many things. You can challenge that, right? Those of you that have financial advisors, figure out how much they've actually taught you about money and how your life works with financially. Normally, it's not a ton. But when you come down to our side, right, we're trying to help you through this process. We're trying to help you get a plan in place, understand what you should be focused on. Maybe this is a season that you shouldn't be focused on investments. You should be focused on debt and savings, right?
Right.
This might be a season of like that for you. But somebody out there on the internet might just tell you, oh, you should always be investing. Well, maybe not for you, right? Maybe this isn't the plan. Maybe you should sell that investment property because it's not an investment. It's actually a liability for you, right? Like you're losing. I was just talking to somebody about this too, right? Like when your real estate loses you money every year, it's actually not helping you, right? Like it's not like
it's a liability.
Like you just
cost.
haven't, yeah. Like you're just
it's a dying business.
Just because, yeah, for real. Like just because you have
it's a money guzzler.
People don't understand that sometimes though. When they get into like real estate investing,
Right.
they'll be like, oh,
it's like holding on to a product that just doesn't sell.
Like, okay, how much do you get from rent? Round numbers. Oh, we get $2,000 from rent. Okay, how much is your mortgage on the house?
Right.
Oh, the mortgage is $1,200. Okay, got it. So you get an extra $800 every month, right?
The property taxes are $6,000.
But then when you plan that out for the year, if you have an extra $800 a month, times that by 12, what's that? 96. It's $9,600 for $800 a month times 12. So
Right.
that year,
you made $2,000.
$9,600, and that was before maintenance, before the cleaning up, before the Lowe's trip, before
Right.
the plumber, before all the stuff. So that year, that investment that you put
It's
up,
a huge cost.
you made $1,000,
Yeah.
right? Like if you don't know your numbers,
Right.
how do you know that just because someone told you should have real estate, maybe you shouldn't have that piece of real estate.
Right.
That one's not good for you. It's losing money,
Right.
right? It's been losing you money.
Right.
And then once you sell the asset, you don't have it anymore. You got to recoup all the money that you just lost
Right.
for 7-10 years, right? Losing money every year.
Yeah.
You might have broke even. Might not have been a good investment.
Right.
But how would you know?
Because you just need the right team. You really need the right team of people. It's just so crucial. Because even when people think about entrepreneurship, you even need an entrepreneurship team, a mentor, a couple of mentors. Who can teach you about return of energy. Because a lot of times when we just think about return of investment, every time we think about a business or money investment, but then we're not thinking about the return of energy, which is even more important than return of investment. Because all that $1,000 that you ended up making in the year, you spent like quadruple the amount of energy dealing with that property. Mm-hmm. And that energy is definitely not renewable. So it's a proper business is also about proper return of energy. If you can spend that energy elsewhere and make quadruple the amount of money, that would be a better return of energy. So even when we're thinking about business and making money, we have to be thinking about the return of time and energy, because again, that energy spent could be spent in another area so much better.
That's true.
Right.
That's true. Right. So again, this money conversation comes in many different forms. And yes, energy is currency. Energy is one of those things that we have to manage as well. Mm-hmm. But again, if you're not talking with someone financially, you probably don't know this stuff, or you aren't getting the proper answers. That's why we want you to reach out. That's why we make ourselves available. That's why we want to be able to answer the questions, so that you can get your financial life in order, get your house in order, especially as we head into 2026. You guys are going to see, right, if you're on our email list or whatever, we'll start sending out some emails about getting your complimentary financial plan set up, all that stuff for 2026, so you can go into the year knowing exactly what you should be focused on, what you need to be doing, all that good stuff. So all that's coming up. Again, we mentioned this the last couple weeks. We were talking about it, but you're going to see more of this stuff, head over to TikTok to support our daughter's page, Z's Book Reads. We started this for her so that we can promote literacy and reading and all this stuff. And eventually we get enough followers over there, we're going to be able to go live selling books, selling children's authors that you might know. A lot of we know a lot of great children's authors that just don't have platforms or they don't sell a lot of their books. So we want to be able to do that and promote literacy at the same time. So go over to TikTok, support us on this one. We're trying to get to 1,000 followers by the end of the year. So share this with your friends, family, people that you know. Z's Book Reads over there on TikTok. We'll make more posts about it. And then also, just so you know, we have an elder care liaison business that's going live really soon. We'll give you some more details on it. There's a couple things that we've been working on internal here in the Mouzon household, right? Just to continue to add value, continue to help people in the areas we see fit. And so that's what we're here to do. So we'll give you guys more information on that. If you want more, shoot us a message, DM us, let us know. But every single Monday, we're here, Money Mondays with the Mouzons, right, to talk over some of these financial things. Do you have anything else for the people?
Nope. I don't think so.
All
Just
right.
we talked a lot. Get with the professional, have more conversations, you know, especially those internal, you know, conversations of life and what's the best thing and what should we do?
That's right.
Options. And
Sometimes you just need to talk some things over. Just talk them over with the right people. Don't talk them over with people that don't understand or don't want to get there or whatever the case is. Talk them over with professionals. Talk them over with
or
us.
who are dealing with the same issues you are.
Right. Or people that are
That
dealing
means you
with the
both
same
need
stuff.
the answers.
That's right. That's right. So we're making ourselves available every single Monday. We'll come back here next Monday, the Monday before Christmas.
It was the night before
We got nothing. We got nothing. We're gonna end on that one. All right.
It was
Wait.
the Grinch
Happy-
poll.
Money
Mondays.
with the Mouzons. All right. Yeah. Go over support Z's Book Reads.
Yes.
Her stuff. Go
Oh, if
support
you
it.
didn't hear, go support Z's Book Reads.
That's right. Remember. Oh yeah. By the way, support Z's Book Reads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just in case. All right.
Yo, and by the way, support Z's Book Reads on TikTok.
There we go. Thanks, guys. All right. We're out. Bye.